Hello Stevenites, and welcome to the second questions and answers video that I've ever done. The first one was done in the dorm. It was like in the day 400. I think it's been almost like 200 days ago. It's been a long time. I'm going to put the link to the original one down in the description box so you can see it. Obviously some things have changed. For one, the quality of this video is probably going to be a little better than normal vlogs because it's the T2i. So it's nicer. Anyway, I've got all your comments pulled up here on the iPod, and we're going to be answering the comments questions that you guys gave to us on day 640. So without further ado, we're going to get started and answer your questions. The first question is from Vlogician, and he asks, have you always been big into computers / video games? Yes. I got my first video game when I was 2. I was 2 years old when I got an NES, and I loved it. I thought it was the best thing ever. I think I had been over to my cousin's house, or I was at my grandmother's house and my cousin was there and he had an NES or something, and I had watched him play it, and I received an NES when I was 2 years old. I got really big into video games when the Super Nintendo came out, and I've always been a big gamer. What were your video game childhood experiences like?
I got a Sega Genesis when I was in kindergarten or first grade, and my first game was Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and then the rest of my games were pretty
terrible. Crystal's Ponytails.
That's not terrible.
As far as computers go, I was not big into computers. Our family didn't have a computer until I was like 10. Maybe 8 or 9. But we didn't have a computer until I was probably that old, and we didn't have internet until I was like 12. We didn't have DSL internet until I was like, I don't know, 14 or 15. So we were always really behind as far as computer stuff goes. In 2007 I got my MacBook. Was the first time I went over to Mac. And I was getting into computers before that because I started doing editing and stuff when I was 12 or so. But I started getting really big into computers once I got my MacBook, which is kind of weird because people assume that Macs are, you're an idiot if you use a Mac and you don't know how to use a computer. But that's what got me into computers. And then my Hackintosh I built, so I know a lot more about computers these days. Since I've built mine, I built Taylor's, I built Nick's, so I've built several computers, and I'm always anxious to get under the hood if I can. Anyway, let's move on.
I can't answer that one.
Well, it was the same question, but yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We had a 3.1 Windows when I was 7 or 8, and then we got AOL version 2 maybe a year later.
She had the old stuff. And Alex, like his dad had one of the old laptops, like before they were laptops, like the ones that are like this big. I don't know anything about that stuff. That was before my time. I had my first computer was I had a Windows 98 that my uncle had given me, but I didn't know jack about it. But our first computer we bought from the store was XP, so I learned pretty much everything I knew about computers on XP or Mac OS. Anyway.
Did you have them in school?
No.
Oh,
no.
Because I remember them in kindergarten with the old big floppies with the green screens.
We didn't have computers in my school till I was in 8th grade. Yeah. Anyway. Mr. Brad Hansen says, what was the first video game you ever played, and what was the experience like for you? I don't remember very well. I remember the first video game that I owned. The first video game I ever had was for NES, and it was some tank game. And I actually, since then, have found the name of the game and looked into it and stuff, and looked at some videos online. But it's some game, and I think at the beginning you're tanking a ship, and you come up on this beach, and then you have to get as far as you can. And I made it to like to level 2 one time. When you're a little kid, you're not good at video games. Even if you want to be, you're not good, unless maybe you're Asian, in which case you're good at everything. So that was the first one I owned. I recall being very young and seeing. I remember Dragon Quest or Warrior.
Warrior.
Is it Dragon Warrior? Crap, now I don't remember. I actually own the game for NES. I can't remember if it's Quest or Warrior. It's whatever. The one for NES, it's really, really old. Your first video game, Sonic?
Yeah, I already said it was Sonic, but I have a little sister, if you haven't watched other vlogs. And I still remember things we would say when we would play it really, really early in the mornings on certain parts. And we would do 2-player or we would do co-op, because you can do co-op.
And I just recently learned, so semi-recently, whenever I was in Wisconsin with her and we were playing Sonic, that the music and the levels are different depending on whether you're playing 1 or 2-player. Did not know that. And I remember when it first occurred to me, I was like, this isn't the Green Hill Zone music. So, anyway. Next question is by Ecstasic Rider. And he says, what kind of car do you drive? I have a 2004 bronze Ford Escape.
I have a 2002 Kia Spectra, and it's a stick shift with no air conditioning in South Carolina.
I can't drive stick shift, so I can't drive her car. Actually, she takes my car to work because it's like over 100 degrees here, and she would die. So she just takes my car. Final Starman DX, who's been watching forever, asks, what's your favorite kind of pie? Top 3. I hate pie. I really... I don't like pie. I've tried pie before, all kinds of pie. I've tried her pie, my mom's pie. Just can't do it. I've tried pumpkin pie. My mom's pumpkin pie is apparently like won awards or something. I don't know. I hated it. I thought pumpkin pie was gross. The only pie I liked, one time at school, I had chocolate pie.
French silk pie? Or like something else?
I don't know. It was chocolate. That was good. I don't know. I'm not big into pie. I love cake. But I'm not big into pie. What's your top 3 pies?
Pumpkin.
Is that 3?
No, that's 1.
Okay.
Pumpkin's my favorite. And then I like an apple cake pie, apple pie, with the crumb topping. And then,
there are no other types of pie.
Yes, exactly. Maybe like a wild berry.
Didn't even know that existed. Let's move on. KitKat1919 says, I have 2 questions, one for you and one for Mallory, if that's okay to ask her, which obviously now it is. Who/what got you into playing Magic? I'm probably the strangest person that got into Magic. I got into Magic of my own free will, which I know is zany, but I was actually sitting around in junior year and was like, I think I want to play Magic the Gathering. That's exactly how it went. It's really weird, but I was reminiscing on Pokemon cards because I loved Pokemon cards, and I collected like all the stupid cards, and I loved them. I thought they were so great and so fun, and I was like, Pokemon is dead. I looked it up. You can go to the Pokemon trading card site and like type in your zip code. And I searched within like 200 miles of both Savannah and Myrtle Beach, and there was no leaks. Like Pokemon trading card game is dead, except it's not, which is weird. Like they're still making more sets. I just don't know where that is that people play anyway. So I was like, I think I want to play cards again because I really liked it as a kid, and I knew that Magic was something that was around when I was a kid. I remember hearing about it, and I looked into it. And one of my good friends, Chaz, who's been on the vlog before. I knew that he played it. I didn't exactly know that he was as into it as he was, but I was like, Chaz, I'm really interested in playing Magic, and I need to know what to do. So that was the 2010 core set was out at the time. He was like, what you need to do is you need to go get 2 of the starter decks and teach Alex how to play or whatever. Well, both of you learn how to play, and that was what got me started in Magic. You should answer that one too. You can, pointing to me. Yeah.
It's on the vlog.
Yeah,
you taught me to play Magic on the vlog.
Yeah, actually, it's one of the earlier ones. And if anyone knows the day, then
I'm
post
gonna
it.
guess 26.
That's too early.
You started filming in November, and it was at Christmas.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Anyway, someone figured it out and then put the day that you did this was this day, and then everyone thumbs it up. But don't thumbs it up until you like double check on the day, or at least wait until there's like 10 thumbs up, Because there was one time I asked someone to do that, and they typed in a random day. They're like, it's this day, and they had like 50 thumbs up, and I went and checked that day, and it was not that day, and I was like, so you should check it before you thumbs it up. Anyway, the question KitKat1919 had for you is, since you are a photographer, any tips for someone who wants to major in photography?
I say make sure you start with film, even though it's dying and very sad. What you learn from film does transfer digitally, and it'll make more sense in film. And then once you do it in digital, you'll really understand when you change the ISO what that does. Because if you don't do that, then you'll just learn it on the digital camera and you'll be like, I wonder what ISO means. So
from a video standpoint, I mean, I had to work with film before moving on to digital stuff. Actually, I worked with a little digital stuff, and then I had classes in actual film. I hated it and didn't find it useful.
I have another thing to add. Find your own style, because a lot of people are like portrait photographers, wedding photographers, or a certain genre of photographers. If you're looking to do art photography, find your own style. I don't know if anyone's really seen what I do, but it's like experimental. Do lots of crazy things. That's what I did. I started painting on people.
Basically, just keep playing with it until you find you. And that can be applied to anything. Also, if there's weird cuts, it's because the T2i can only record 10 minutes at a time, and then we have to stop it. So we're going to try and get through this as fast as we can, but if there's weird cuts in the middle of us talking, that's why. So I apologize in advance for that. Kirby Phelps PK says, what was the first and or most romantic moment you and Mallory shared? :3.
I can only think of the most memorable.
What was the most memorable?
In the airport in June when we first met.
Like, just...
I think it was just the sweetest thing, is when we first met, Stephen was sitting in the airport chairs, and I snuck up behind him, and he stood up, and we said hello for the first time, and we grabbed his things, and we started walking, and we got on a moving walkway, and Stephen held out his hand, and I grabbed it, and it was just sort of like that moment that just really sticks out in both our heads.
It was interesting because I had spent 3 months talking to this person every day for like 8 to 10 hours. That's straight. That's not like, oh, we talked a little and talked a little. That's like 8 to 10 hours straight, because we were both really into each other. So we talked to each other every day for like 8 to 10 hours.
There was very little sleep.
We didn't get much sleep for 3 months. And so when we finally met in June of 2008, we started e-dating in March 2008 and then met in June 2008. There was a lot that we were very comfortable after like the first 2 days. The first 2 days were awkward, definitely. But after that, it was comfortable. But yeah, I know what moment she's talking about. Like, I'm sitting there, and I'm waiting for her to come, and she kind of taps me on the shoulder, and I turn up, and I turn around, and I stand up, and I give her a hug. This is the first time we've ever like met in person, and we started to walk, and she's shy because we've never met in person, you know. And we've been saying all these mushy things online, but once you get in person, it's completely different. It's like, hey, now you have to live up to all that crap you said. So she's kind of walking with her head down, and we're just kind of walking next to each other. And we're starting to leave the main little waiting area where you get your bags and head back to our car. And we're on one of those moving walkways, and we're just kind of standing there next to each other. And I hold out my hand like this, and she grabs it. I'm illustrating. And like, then we held hands from there to the car, and I think
we held hands for like 2 hours in the car.
From that point, like grabbing her hand there was when I think it was kind of, I don't know. I think it's stupid to say that was when we knew everything was going to be okay. I think that's kind of corny, but kind of, sort of, but I won't admit to that. Anyway, we should move on. We're not making very good progress. This video is going to be really long. Probably you guys have started the video and like, my God, this video is an hour long. Why is this in it? I'm sorry. Let's see. Omstraws says, hello, Stephen. I have a question about your favorite game. What made you choose Earthbound over Mother 3? Both of them are amazing works of art with their own styles, and I have trouble choosing between the two. Thanks. Bias. I mean, I grew up with Earthbound. I got Earthbound at launch. When Earthbound came out, I got it that Christmas. Or actually the next Christmas, which is a weird thing that I don't think people knew, that I actually got it Christmas '96. And I didn't know that until like a year or two ago. Anyway, but I got it when I was a kid, and I grew up playing it, and I played it all the stinking time.
He brought the player's guide every day to school.
Every day. Every single day of second grade, I brought the player's guide to school. I mean, when you do that, when you've played Earthbound completely through, like almost 40 times, like, there comes a point when there's nothing's going to match that. I mean, I fell in love with that game at an early age, and even though Mother 3 is great, and it is great, it doesn't make my top 10 list, but it's a great game, and I would recommend it to anyone. If you play Earthbound that much, or any game, you're not going to... nothing's going to be able to compete. And you like Mother 3 better.
I do.
What's your reasoning for that? It's a better game? It's a better game.
The story is better.
Earthbound's story is very bad. Anyone who says otherwise is lying. Because it's like... Or maybe the story's not so bad, but the character development is non-existent. Characters don't develop. I think Jeff says like one thing in the game. Paulette says one thing. Pooh says one thing. The silent protagonist thing is fine, but it's like no one ever... There's no character growth. It's a great game. I love it, but the story's pretty bad. Anyway, let's see. 6 Harriots has a question for you, Mal. Would you prefer it if Stephen didn't have a vlog because you seem shy sometimes?
When he first started, I hated it, especially when I first had to be in it. And it was like, okay, get that thing out of my face. But now it's just sort of every day.
I like how instead of saying it's okay now, you're like, but now it's every day. Like,
it is every day.
I know. It's like instead of saying now it's okay, you're saying I put up with it.
Yes. I appreciate some of the moments that have been filmed, and I was glad I got to see parts of your life at college when I wasn't there.
That's actually one of the reasons the vlog started, because for those who don't know, I have a Vimeo account, vimeo.com/xosjmg1. There's some old videos on there before I started the vlog.
That are the vlog before the vlog.
The vlog before the vlog. And a lot of those videos exist because I wanted to show her what I was up to. In fact, one of the videos starts like, hey Mal, this is going to be for you, blah, blah, blah. And that's kind of how the vlog started, because because we're apart and I wanted her to see what I was up to. Little did I know it was going to turn into this. Like, us answering questions from, 100 comments on a video on YouTube, but I'm grateful for it. But she seems shy because she doesn't get enough camera time. Maybe that's it.
I am, though.
You are shy?
Yeah.
Very little. Once she gets to know you, like 10 minutes in, she's a talker. Anyway. Next question is from XXJ03XX1. How is the job hunt going? I mean, I guess the job hunt is going all right. I mean, you could say that it's bad because I don't have a job yet, but as far as the hunt goes, it's fine. I don't want to say I've stopped looking, because I haven't stopped looking, and I'm definitely checking like places like Odesk a lot to see if there's more work available, and it's a little shaky. But I'm holding off on really pressing hard looking for full-time work at the moment unless some awesome video thing came up, just because I'm expecting something to change within my YouTube stuff shortly. I don't want to say anything because I don't know anything for sure yet, but basically something with my YouTube stuff could change, and I would probably then be looking for part-time work instead of full-time work, and you guys can fill in the gaps yourself, but YouTube is looking to be more of a successful thing with me, and that's good. That's 100% thanks to you guys, but I'm really excited about it, and I can't say anything yet, but once I know more, I'll let you guys know. Okay. Let's move on. Logan Man 1717 says, how do you get into editing? When I was like 12, I think, I wanted a video camera. My parents bought one. We'd never had one up until that point. We got it for a family vacation we took to Tennessee, Gatlinburg, and when we got back, I was like, I want to cut this stuff together, and I want to, make movies with my friends. That's actually the reason I really wanted it. I didn't want it for the vacation, but it was the excuse to get it. And I bought Pinnacle Studio 7, I think, 6 or 7, I don't know. Old version of Pinnacle Studio. It was terrible. Pinnacle Studio is garbage. Maybe not today, but back then it was terrible. I just started cutting stuff together then. I've become a lot better since I started using like OS 10 and Final Cut. I used Vegas for a while. I'm proficient in both Avid and Final Cut, and I can use Premiere, but Premiere's coming back. Anyway, that's my editing stuff. Samson Rules 101 says, do you know who the Vlog Brothers are, and do you follow them? Also, are you a Harry Potter fan? Yeah, Hank and John Green, right? The Vlog Brothers, the Nerd Fighters. I know who they are, and I've seen some of their videos, but I'm not subscribed to them. I don't regularly watch their stuff, but I know who they are. And am I a Harry Potter fan? No. And it's not because I don't like Harry Potter, it's that I've been exposed to zero Harry Potter. I saw the first movie in theaters when it came out because I saw the commercial and there was a three-headed dog in the commercial. That was my legit reason for seeing the movie. Since then, it's become, this worldwide phenomenon, and I'm interested in seeing them all, and at some point I think we're going to sit down and watch all the movies. You're not going to get me to read all the books. Sorry, I don't do well with reading books, but... Do you know who the Vlog Brothers are?
No.
But you're a Harry Potter fan.
Yes. I wouldn't say I'm a crazy fan. I went to the final one, 7 Part 2, on the night before.
16 Part 9.
But my sister's really into it, and a lot of my friends are very into it.
They do like the costumes and stuff.
Yes. In fact, Lindsay, who was recently on the vlog, went to London a year ago, and she went and she filmed at station in on the bridge.
I thought you were saying she went and filmed the movie.
No, she went, and they were filming when she was there in London. I remember because she was taking pictures, and there were signs like the bridge is closed today due to Harry Potter filming or something. She has pictures of that.
The next question is from Dragonesque, who asks, Stephen, do you still keep in contact with Catan, Matcab, and Lawahi? Sorta. I only just recently, in the last 3 to 6 months, got back in contact with Lawahi. Since the show had ended, until 3 to 6 months ago, I had not spoken to Lawahi at all. In fact, he pretty much dropped off the face of the planet, and I only just recently started talking to him again and got in contact. He was nowhere on the internet. It was crazy. And I searched long and hard and found him. And I'm glad I did, because we've caught up on old times. He's doing software development or something. He's some computer something in Washington. That's what he's doing. Me and Martin kind of chat every once in a while. Matt Cab.
He pokes me on Facebook every once in a while, randomly, out of the blue. It'll be like, you have a poke from Martin. I'm like, oh, Martin, I miss you.
I get these really random missing Matt Cab feelings every once in a while. Where I'm like, I really miss Martin. And I'll send him a text or something. I'm like, I really miss you, Martin. I don't know why that is, but I legit miss him. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Chicago.
I've never met Lawahi, ever. And it's been a long time since I've seen both Ben and Martin. And as far as...
We saw Ben last summer.
Yeah, but it's still a year ago. As far as Ben goes, we don't keep the best contact in the world. We talk every once in a while, but it's
different lives now.
Yeah, we just kind of had different things. The show is what brought us together. Fobbies Are Born. If ever, some people are like, who are these people? What are they talking about? This is the Fobbies Are Born Earthbound radio play we did back in 2007 and 8. Yeah, I mean, the show brought us together, but that was our similarities, and we've kind of drifted apart since then, but we're just doing different things. Dragoness also asked a question for Mal. Who is your favorite character in Earthbound?
I answered this on the comments because I forgot you asked for questions.
Oh.
But my favorite character is the Saturn who says Dakota, and the Tessie Watcher who's out in the woods who thinks Tessie is living in the woods.
My favorite's the Hint Man. Song in the Snow asks, which would you rather work for, Black Mesa or Aperture Science? Black Mesa.
Aperture?
Why? Because you'd be a test subject?
Yeah.
At Black Mesa, like, you could work with Gordon Freeman. That'd be sweet. Anyway.
Were you going to talk about this?
What?
When you put your ring on.
Oh, yeah, I should
cool.
I should totally mention that because I don't think anyone caught it. Whenever, if you guys watched the wedding video, whenever Mallory put the ring on me, I kind of did this thing like this and was like this. That is the exact same thing that Gordon Freeman does in Half-Life 2 when he puts on the HEV suit. Very small video game reference in there. It was not intended so much. It was just something I watched afterwards. I'm like, I'm mimicking Gordon Freeman. I'm like, like the Valve theme's playing. Anyway, go back and watch it. It's pretty funny. Bowser Jr. fan 123 asks, how do I play Left 4 Dead 2 with you on Steam? Oh, then he says, never mind. There's a fan group. Join the fan group. There's a link on the channel page. Whenever you see us playing, send me a message and be like, hey, can I join in? Or just join in. But I might kick you out if we have a certain amount of people we're trying to play with already. It's Zach V says, why vlogging? I mean, I kind of explained that earlier. I mean, I originally sort of did it because of her, but also, I don't know. It was something to do, something to try. I remember I went to Alex with it first. I was like, Alex, you know, there's these vlogs, right? But people are doing them like in front of their computer and it's really boring. But now there's these people that are like doing them and they're like taking the camera with them. I could do that. And he was like, you're going to do that for 2 weeks and you're never going to do it again. 2 weeks? Try 2 years, Alex. By the way, Alex is doing really well. I can't talk about what he's been working on, but I could say that he actually works in the games industry as an intern for a company in California, and he's working on a game. I'm so anxious to tell you guys, and I can't until
it hits shelves.
Yeah, and I can't say when that is, but when it happens, I will let you guys know, and it's pretty exciting. Let's see here. Next question is Cold Beep. When did you first get Earthbound and how? Also answered that one. I got it as a kid at Christmas, 1996. I always thought it was 95 because I thought I got it the year it came out. One day I was looking at a picture of me and there's the Earthbound box in the background. I'm like, yeah, Earthbound. And then I see the Super Mario RPG Player's Guide in the frame. And I'm like, wait. And I researched it on Wiki. And Wikipedia says the game came out in 96. Meaning that I got Earthbound for Christmas 96. So I don't know what was up with that. I remember renting it from Blockbuster a few times before I got it for Christmas. So maybe that was in 96 and not 95. Or maybe it was like 95 and 96. Too long ago to remember. I just always loved Earthbound. So actually, I probably rented it in 95 because I don't think Blockbuster would have carried that game for an entire year, but who knows. Supermaster Sid asked what gave you the idea to do the vlog. A lot of the same questions, but I haven't really filtered them. But once again, her and I was like, you know, I can do this. Teddy Bojangles81 says, is it okay if I ask 3 questions, excluding this one? Okay, 4 questions. Number 1, how did you and Mal meet each other? We kind of briefly went over that, but we met, no, we didn't really go over that. We met online. We met through an Earthbound fan site called starman.net. And how long ago did we meet? Sometime in 2007, right? I would say 2007. Probably early 2007, right? Because I was still in high school.
I knew of you in 2006, in fall of 2006, because I had just started college.
And you had joined Starman then?
Then or a bit before.
Okay. In 2006, she joined Starman. I joined Starman in like 2002, so I've been on there a long time. But she joined in 2006. I've done video stuff for a long time, and I was doing video stuff with Earthbound. I released a series called Slash Earthbound, and Slash Earthbound is basically Mega 64. If you guys are familiar with that, it's like public stunts based around video games, except it's all Earthbound based. There's like 13 episodes or something, and you can look. The easiest way to watch them is vimeo.com/earthbound or mesteven.com/earthbound, because some of the episodes have messed up audio and you have to download it anyway. So she had seen me and knew of me, but we didn't really have like any kind of real communication until probably the end of 2007, right? Or maybe a little before that. I used to have a forum for my own site, and she had joined it. That was
I thought he was funny and cute.
That was where we first kind of knew of each other, where I learned her screen name and her name and knew of her. But it wasn't until the end of 2007 when we started talking. Hobbies Are Born was underway, and
we became Facebook friends probably in like October that year.
Yeah, so we got to know each other a little better in 2007, and then going into 2008, Ben Catan, who was the co-producer of the show, liked her best friend Steph, and so that was, kind of bringing them together. So I was by default brought with her because I was with Ben and she was with her, or whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to keep everything really short because I already know this video is going to be like an hour long, and I apologize. But that's the easy part. Starman.net. I should have just said a one-word answer. What's the next part?
What is your favorite food?
I don't know. I mean, I like sushi.
That was my answer.
And pizza and strawberries and raspberries.
Raspberries, yeah.
Raspberry. I say it like that. Anyway,
I think that's a you thing, not a Southern thing.
It is a me thing. I like fruit in general. I'd probably rather eat fruit than anything else, and I'll eat an entire, like, huge basket of fruit, like, in one sitting.
You can eat a basket of anything in one sitting.
Especially fruit. I pay for it later. You shouldn't eat that much fruit. Not at one time. Next, and the third question.
What made you want to decide to become a teacher, Matt? I ask this because I'm possibly looking to do that in the future. Well, it started because when I was in high school, I student taught ballet at my dance studio with the really little 3-year-olds, and I really liked it. And I went to college not knowing what I wanted to do at all. And I started taking photography because I really liked photography, and I somehow got into senior level 400 photography as a sophomore, my fall year. No, spring sophomore year. And I had never taken any other art classes, but the professor was kind enough to give me signatures on my card so I could get into the class. And he was really great. He's one of my favorite people of all time, and he's the reason I wanted to go and teach. And I do want to teach photography and design, but I'm teaching the little ones right now, so.
Eventually she wants to do high school, because that's what she enjoyed the most when she was doing her student teaching. But job opened up for elementary school, so that's what.
If you want to become a teacher, get lots of experience before you student teach. Then you will know if you can actually do it.
Sofalar Games says, "Hey Stephen, I've been watching the vlog for quite some time now. I'm also an editor and plan on going to school for it as well. I was just wondering when/how you figured out you wanted to be an editor. Thanks in advance." Like I said earlier, I got into editing whenever I was about 12 or 13 or so, whenever I had gotten my first camera, and I just wanted to cut stuff together, and I thought the concept of being able to do stuff on the computer like that was really cool. Did not have the hardware for it, my god. The computer I had would barely run Pinnacle, and it crashed all the time, and not to mention one of the biggest flaws with all my work, if you guys have seen any of my work from that ended up coming out later, because when I first had the camera, stuff didn't, like, you couldn't really, or at least I didn't have the knowledge of the codecs and stuff to make it web compatible. Everything was huge, and it wasn't until a few years later that it was like, oh, WMVs. Da-da. Now no one knows what those are. Everyone's like, huh? Because everyone uses H.264. Anyway, back then, in 2005, I had a monitor that was it was an old CRT monitor, and it was dark. And I adjusted the brightness of every single video that I shot because I thought it was too dark. Now when you watch them, everything looks washed out. And it's just because I thought you couldn't see anything. I was like, this stupid camera. Anyway, that was my thought process as a kid. But that was not your question at all. As far as when I wanted to be an editor, I don't know. I mean, I guess just continuing to do it, it was always an interest. And I think it stayed an interest just because I wanted to do these projects where I was basically being an entertainer, doing /Earthbound and stuff. And I've only very recently come to realize that I'm more interested in entertainment than I am editing, which is a weird realization for me. I love editing, I really do, but I'm much more invested in being an entertainer. I like being in front of the camera probably a little itty bit more than I do sitting at the computer. The stuff behind the camera, like cinematography and lighting and stuff, that's for the birds. I don't like that stuff at all. But I don't know. I wanted to edit my own projects, and I just kept working with it. I guess that's how I figured out I wanted to do that and go to school for that. I never thought I wanted to be an entertainer, but now that this YouTube thing is, I've done over 600 and whatever days for this, it's becoming a little more apparent. Also looking back and be like, I just wanted to make videos, so I like editing. Don't take that as I don't like editing. I love editing. It's just entertainment is fun. I'm moving on.
Have you ever told the story about when you tried to become an actor?
An actor?
When you got called?
That wasn't an acting thing. That was modeling.
Oh, it was?
When I was a kid...
Well, I thought it was interesting and relevant to being in front of the camera.
It was. Whenever I was a kid, I had an interest in being in commercials and doing print ads. And I had my parents take me to a modeling agency, which I know sounds really weird, but my parents took me to a modeling agency and we had professional photos done. I was probably like, I don't know, 8 or 9. Just because I watched kids on the commercials, I was like, I could do that. I could be... What's the word when you're...
Child actor?
Well, not child actor. The word when you're in front of a camera. No, you're just in front of a camera and you're being expressive. Anyway, I was like, I could do that. So we went and had that done, and I didn't really hear anything because I heard stuff, but it was not anywhere near where we live, because we live in South Carolina and there's like nothing in South Carolina. But there was stuff other places, but it was too far away. And then sometime later, when I was like 16, I get a call to do a role in a movie called Big Fish. Maybe some of you have heard of it. And by that time, when I had these pictures taken, I was a little kid. When I turned 13, I grew like straight to 6 foot.
And your hair turned brown.
And my hair turned brown. And they wanted a young blonde kid. So I was like, I've changed a lot since then. So that didn't work out. Anyway, moving on. Next question is from a Cougar Swagnum, also long-time watcher. Number 1, what would you recommend to people wanting to approach a long-term project such as your vlog /StephenPlays /Daily Pack? Dedication, I guess. And also knowing that if you're going to do a long-term project, know your limits. Test the waters before you jump into something like this. I've had a lot of people tell me that I inspired them to do a vlog. That's cool. And you can do your vlog and do your thing, and I highly encourage you to do that, especially because it's so cool to be able to be like, oh man, look what happened 500 days ago. I remember this. That's fun. But I think people get burnt out because they start trying to do a daily thing when they may not be the person that needs to be doing a daily thing. I mean, it's far easier to do a weekly vlog. One of my friends, Jeremy, who runs another channel on YouTube, he was doing daily vlogs for about 100 videos. I think he missed like a little patch of like 20 in there, but he did like 100 daily videos. And I mean, I think he probably could have kept doing them, but he went to a weekly format and he feels a lot better. So if you're going to approach a long-term project, go into it knowing your limits. Don't go into it like, I have to do this and I have to do this and I have to do this. Just make sure you're having fun is probably the biggest thing. One of the things I'm running into with Daily Pack is I love Daily Pack and I love the concept, but even though it's just this little video, it's actually so much extra work every day, and it's like one of those things. It's like, I don't know if I should have jumped into this, but now I have, and I've got probably 70 videos or so to release, and they're not edited, and I can't edit them until I get some of them shot, because if I can't do all of them at once, because then more are coming in. Don't bite off more than you can chew. That's a good answer. Number 2, have these long-term projects only continued due to monetary gain? No. Oh my God. No. Like, I can't talk about the money I've made because it's a contract thing with YouTube and Google. But if you could see them, you would know that it was not for monetary gain. And I know I mentioned earlier in one of the early things that, hopefully something's changing and I would be getting a part-time job instead of a full-time job. But trust me, that is incredibly, incredibly recent. And that hasn't even actually happened yet. So, no, it's not. Now, to be fair, if I could do YouTube full-time, would I? Yes, absolutely. Who wouldn't want to get paid to do vlogs and Let's Plays and Daily Pack if it's still around by that time? But, I mean, yeah, I would love to, but the reason they continued, no. Heck no. Once again, can't tell you how much I'm making, but it's not enough to keep me doing these for a living. Number 3, why do you think you are so dedicated to the many projects you do? Probably you guys. I mean, think about it. If you spent all your time doing something that maybe you even really like to do it, because I'm trying to, relate this. I really like doing the vlog. You spend a bunch of time doing it, because I spend a bunch of time doing it, and you want to share it with people. And let's say you go and you show it to all your friends and they don't say a word. Are you going to still want to do that? Because you're going to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. But when you make stuff and you give it to people and they're commenting and they talk about it and they enjoy it, that inspires you to keep doing it. That's the only way I've gotten as far as I have. What'd I say? The only way I've gotten as far as I have. Because, I mean, really it's because of the YouTube community. You guys, Stephenites, which I still hate that name.
It's stuck.
It's stuck now, but yeah, I mean, but really, that's the true answer, because by releasing something every day and getting feedback on it, which is essentially what it is, that is what makes you want to keep doing it. So that's why I keep doing it. Anyway.
Which Pokemon would you want as a pet, and what magic creature would you want as a pet?
And that's asked by Funniest of Funny.
Mew's my favorite.
Pokemon?
Yeah.
Because it's a cat?
Yeah.
What about Meowth or Persian?
Persian, maybe. I always thought Meowth was silly because I never had the cards. I always just watched the TV show.
Meowth could talk?
Yeah, I thought it.
Meowth was scary. If I could have a Pokemon, this is not something I've ever thought about. My favorite Pokemon was always Venusaur. But I wouldn't want a friggin' Venusaur. Are you crazy? It's like a dinosaur. That thing's huge. Where would you keep that? I would probably just want some really big bird so it could like fly me around or something. I don't know.
Keep it in a Pokeball.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, you gotta like walk that thing. And if you had like a Charmander, it'd be accidentally setting the house on fire. There's too many technicalities. And what magic creature would you want as a pet? I don't know. I'm not real familiar with the magic creatures. Like, even if I think hard, I'm not coming up with like a definitive thing. I just think of lightning bolt because that's.
I want a lightning bolt.
Because I like lightning bolt.
Come here, Bolt.
Ironically, the next question by No Skill Maniac is, what is your favorite magic card in existence? Lightning bolt. What's yours?
Nocturnus.
Vampire Nocturnus.
Such a great card.
Vampire card from 2010. He was also like the pre-release card or something.
Mm-hmm.
Paragraphs is art.
That's a cool name. Sorry.
Paragraphs, who is keeping Pear, who's been watching for a long time. He just changed his name. Is art school good? I'm not really liking high school that much, but I love art class in tech. Thanks. Anyway, keep up the good vids. Art school. Yes.
I went to real college, and so I got to see the difference, and art school looked way better.
I mean, from my experience at SCAD, and this goes to anyone watching right now who has any interest in SCAD or art school, maybe in general, SCAD was what you made of it. There were a million opportunities at SCAD. A lot I didn't take advantage of, and some I did. But it's true. There, especially a school as prestigious, whatever how you pronounce that, as SCAD. There's a million opportunities there, and it is what you make of it. If you go there and you put 100% in and you want something out of it, you'll get something out of it. There's another StarMed.nether there now named Audrey. She's Odori on StarMed.net, and she went in with the mindset that she wanted to do her absolute best and learn and get better at drawing and do all this stuff, and she has.
Yeah.
She really has. See, when I approached my drawing classes, I was like, I friggin' hate drawing. And I took all the easy professors, and I didn't really get all that much out of drawing. I'm better at drawing, definitely. I mean, you can't go to school at SCAD and not get better at drawing. But I mean, I focused my stuff on video stuff, and I'm way better and I actually understand every aspect of video stuff. But if you go there, whatever you put into it, you get out. So I'm sure that applies probably to all art schools. If you work hard and you really want something out of it, you will get something out of it. So
not just art school, art majors.
College, school, life. This applies to everything.
Shush.
Grubberknot says, would you ever consider playing limited formats in Magic Workstation with us petty Stevenites? First off, petty Stevenites is a terrible thing. I do not consider any of you petty. I've said it before, but I consider you all some sort of friend. Obviously, you're not best friends. I don't know all of you individually very well. But
You've only met a couple, so.
I have actually met a couple people, but I learned a little more about you from your comments. I do check out your channels and watch your videos, whether you know it or not. But no, you're not petty. That's a terrible thing to say. As far as playing Magic Workstation, I actually am really busy, and I don't have time to do a whole lot. On the weekends, we play Left 4 Dead 2 on Steam. That's about it. So I can't agree to do anything like of the sorts. I apologize. I've used Magic Workstation, and it's pretty sweet. I'll say that much. So go Magic Workstation. Joshua Sorry. Joshua B. Loved asks, how much longer are you going to make us wait before we get to see little ones running around? Wink, wink. You know what I'm saying. Playa, LOL, much love. To be quite honest, as long as we freaking can. We are, I mean, the biggest, best answer is we are not in a financial situation at all to have a child. Like, no way. We both went to college and both have student debt. I went to a friggin' expensive college, which was great while I was there. I was like, cool, SCAD's great. And now I'm out, and I paid for the entire thing on loans, which I don't know if I should or should not say that. But when I said that, student debt is huge, so we can't afford to have a kid. So needless to say, making all arrangements not to have children anytime soon. Ask us in like 10 years, 5 to 10 years. I think the earliest we would ever want a kid is in 5 years, earliest.
I deal with them all day.
And, maybe 5 to 10 years. Also, we were really interested in traveling.
Having cats.
Instead of kids. We'd love to go see the world. So I don't want to say that kids hold you back from doing that, but they kind of do a little. I hope you guys can agree with me. I don't have anything against kids. I really like kids, actually, and I think the idea of me being a dad is cool. I really do.
You just want to play video games with someone.
Maybe. I have you to do that. But I don't know. It's going to be a while. We're not in a position to do it. That's the easiest question or answer. Super Mario Sunman says, how tall are you? You seem very tall. I've been watching since day 500. 140 episodes, that's a lot. That is a lot. Watch the rest of the 500, and that's even more. I am 6'6". That was a quick one. Let's keep going. Hedgehog Monsoon says, what type of car do you have? We answered that. We were going to have to filter the questions for the next video. Phase on Chaos, long-time viewer, Nick Mulligan, Canada. Do you have any idea when Phoenix Beyond will be up and available for us to watch? I just remembered it the other day and realized it's been quite a while since you've talked about it at all. Oh man, I really wish I could show it to you guys. It sucks. No, it doesn't suck.
It sucks that you can't.
Yeah, I have no control. Unfortunately, I mean, it's in the director's hands. Last I heard, he was still doing stuff with it, taking it to festivals and stuff. And I mean, as soon as I know anything, I will let you guys see it by all means. Whether he uploads it to YouTube or I have to, I've got the full res version of it. Perfect. I've got actual multiple versions of the movie. The director's cut and the SCAD version, and I'm the one that did the editing and exported the final clip. I've got the high quality everything. I would love to put it on YouTube and show you guys, but I can't. The closest thing I have is one small scene on my website, stepheng.org, like Stephen George, but the dot between the E and the O, or stephengeorge.com. They take you to the same place. There's a small clip of it on there. That's all I can show you guys. Kickster11 says, we all know your favorite video game is Earthbound, but what is your second favorite? I don't know. I don't have one of those like definitive list things. I can tell you some of my favorite games. Earthbound, Half-Life 2, and the Half-Life series in general. Left 4 Dead 2 has become a super favorite. Donkey Kong Country, particularly 1 and 2, and Returns was great. The Worms series, Worms Armageddon and World Party, freaking amazing games. I'll say that's like 3 extras or 4 extras, so that'll be second. What's your second favorite game?
Okage. Not Okami, Okage.
That's the one with the shadow one, right?
Yes.
What's the guy's name?
Stan. And it's on the bookshelf.
Oh.
And
yeah.
It is a very unheard of game about a boy who is overshadowed by his own shadow, and the shadow has a personality because of something that happens, and then you have to go and restore the shadow to his physical body. It's very unique.
It's out there.
You actually lose yourself in part of it and become nobody. And people don't hear you talk. It's really weird, but it's very good. I started to play it. It's an RPG and it's kind of long. It is long.
So I didn't get very far. The quirkiness reminded me of a cross between like Katamari and Tulip. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what Tulip is, it's a game where you kiss people. That's all I'm gonna say. Look it up on Google.
That's up there too.
Yeah, I know. We have that too. But yeah, I'm gonna beat it one day. One day. I was actually I was talking to Chugga Conroy like, I don't know, a day or two ago, and we were talking about another game that's out on Wii and PS2, and I don't know what it's called. It's like Dokupon Master or something. It's a board game type game, multiplayer, and it's an RPG board game. It looks cool. He said it's really hard. Anyway. Jumbo Jibdi Job. I know, I see that guy's name all the time, but I've never actually read it out loud. Jimbo Jibdi Doo. Are there any games that you haven't played but really want to? Personally, I want to play the Persona games. I would also like to play the Persona games. I've never played them.
I've heard very good things about them from Matt Cab.
Yeah, I was going to say Martin has told us all kinds of cool things about it. Other games I want to play but haven't.
I'm looking at my pile up there. Things I haven't beaten. I want to finish Okami.
Skyrim. Skyrim's not out. There's actually a pretty big list, but I can never think of that kind of stuff off the top of my head.
I would like to finish BioShock, but I found it very creepy, so I had to stop.
I also have not beaten BioShock. I actually got asked...
You haven't beaten Fallout 3.
I'm like right at the end of Fallout 3. Seriously, I played through that and all the DLC. Put like 80 hours on the PC version. Got to the end. I have the save file, but I never reinstalled the game. One day I will figure out what happens at the end of Fallout 3.
He's like 5 minutes from the end.
Yeah, so you have to do that at some point. But yeah, Skyrim is my answer, I guess. Weirdman183 says, what is your dream video game? Like, what would you want in it? Would it be a third-person game, first-person, etc.? Maybe relate some games to it, thanks. I've thought about this a million times over. I want them to make this so bad. Oh man, it would be the best game ever. Everyone would buy it. It could be a Flash game. That'd be fine. It's a fighting game.
I knew it.
And it's the best fighting characters ever. You're probably wondering where I'm going. Mr. T. Okay? Bill Clinton. Maybe some other presidents. Obama might be in it. George Washington and Abe Lincoln probably be good candidates. I was going to say Jeb Bush. Who's Mr. Rogers? Mr. Rogers would definitely have to be in it. Just random people like that. Chuck Norris, maybe Barney. Just like this crazy mashup of characters. It could be, it could either be like a traditional fighter or it could go the route of like Smash Brothers. I don't care. It would be the best freaking game ever. Oh my god, I would play that every day. It would be so cool just to see like, you know, Bill Clinton and Mr. Rogers fighting that out. And, you know, I could probably think of an entire roster of awesome people that would be allowed to be in the game.
You have to be allowed
You have to be a particular amount of awesome, okay? And it's really hard to reach the awesome status of, like, Mr. T and... I don't know if Bill Clinton's in there. I was just thinking of presidents. But, like, Mr. T and Mr. Rogers, those... It's hard to match those people. Carl Sagan would be in it. Carl Sagan. It's not that I would have to play as Carl Sagan because I wouldn't want to beat up Carl Sagan. I'd feel bad. Carl Sagan. Anyway, so that's my dream video game.
I would have to say, like, my favorite type, I guess, is just quirky RPGs.
Okage.
Okage, Tulip, Earthbound.
Earthbound.
Dark Cloud 2.
Mother 3.
Mother 3.
Dark Cloud 2. Anyway, 15th Lemur says, how many years have you and Mal been playing Magic? What set did each of you start in? What is each of yours favorite Magic card? Like I said earlier in the video, I started playing in junior year, which was 2010. 9?
No.
10. 9? Whenever the Magic 2010 core set was out, which was 2009 or 10.
Yes, 9.
No.
Because 2012 is out right now and it's 2011.
So September 2009 is when I started playing. When she started playing, was that November?
December.
December. So I started playing at the 2010 core set, and she started playing same core set, but...
What came out right after that?
Zendikar and Worldwake?
I think Zendikar had just come out.
I'm burping. Yeah, that would make sense.
Because your friends were buying it, and I was like, what? What's this thing? And
She really loved it, but it's on the vlog. Go back and you'll see me teach her. I don't know what day it is, but someone's thumbed it up by this point. And what's your favorite magic card? I already said Lightning Bolt. 3 damage for 1 instantly. Psh, yeah. And you liked, what'd you just say? I forgot already.
Nocturnus.
Oh yeah, Vampire Nocturnus. Sorry, I think of instant cards. Creature is weird for me. Alright,
Bomberman?
Bomberman830 says, have you ever heard of Super Meat Boy? If so, would you consider doing a Let's Play of it? If not, you should look into it. I have it. Alex bought it on my Xbox 360, so I actually own the game on my Xbox 360. Would I consider doing a Let's Play of it? No. Absolutely 100% not. Sorry. I hate those types of games. The games where you just die repeatedly over and over and over again and try to get... No. That type of game is there's flash games all over the internet like that where you have to keep doing the same thing and it's like, oh, this time I'll get it? No. For the birds. Not doing that. I've been saying for the birds a lot lately.
Too much Angry Birds?
Yeah, probably. But no, I wouldn't do that.
This one, he says a question, but then he's like, oh, that wasn't for the Q&A. Sorry, I didn't watch the vlog.
Oh, what was the question?
It was about a dream he had, and he asked what it means.
Dreams are generally based on your or are based on your memory patterns. So a dream doesn't actually like mean anything in particular. It's just what your memories are. That's how dreams work. But that answers your question. Billy J.
You were awesome and already answered my question a few videos ago.
Oh.
My Little Mammoth.
My Little Mammoth says, will you be having a Minecraft server open for the Stevenites eventually? Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. I don't want to commit to anything. I had told you guys a long time ago that we would do it, and then there was a connection limitation at school. And now that we're finally here on fast internet, I don't know if I can commit to that just because I don't want, well, there's a few reasons. I don't want to tie up the internet in any way possible. I don't want to have to tie up hardware because I can't do it on my desktop. I have to do it on my MacBook because I need my desktop to do things that require more processing power, and I've learned all this since I've told you guys a while back. And the hardware limitations are on the MacBook because it's a MacBook, it's not my desktop. So I mean, that's the main concern. I can't really do it, basically. So it might be something in the future, but I don't know. The way I would see it as a possibility is if the Minecraft LP got really big, StephenPlay got, really popular, and we purchased like a server space somehow, and then people played on it, and we did the LP based on that server. Maybe. That would be far down the line. If you can work out a way for me to get like 50,000 to 100,000 subscribers on StephenPlays, we'll consider it, because that's probably how many it would take to help like pay for the stupid thing.
Shay Guitar 101.
Shay Guitar 101 says, which major YouTubers do you watch, if any? Smosh, Ray William Johnson, Charlie So Cool Like, etc. None. Which is probably kind of weird, but I don't. It's not that I don't like any of them, but I don't subscribe to any of them because, quite simply, I don't have time to watch videos. I spend a lot of time making videos and just doing other stuff, and I don't watch a whole lot of content. I do from time to time, like I'll usually watch Toby Turner. I'll watch some of his stuff, but I don't subscribe to anybody. It's just like occasionally, every once in a while, I'll stumble upon something and I'll watch it, but I don't watch any major YouTubers. I watch probably a little more Rhett and Link, maybe, than anything else, just because Dan met them and interned with them for a while. Didn't know if you guys knew that. Check out Dan's Montage Man channel. But that's about it. Do you watch YouTubers?
I like to watch cat videos.
Videos.
I can't think of who he is, but he does the cartoons with the little cat.
Simon's cat.
Simon's cat. I love him.
That's pretty neat too. I like Simon's cat. Blue Moon Andrew 2. Hey Steven, I have a good question for you. What was your inspiration to start doing LPs, and also what was your first LP you ever watched? Thanks. Up and coming LPer Andrew. Inspiration for doing LPs. Inspiration, I guess, is kind of split 50-50 between me just liking video games and being able to do commentary. I mean, I can just keep spouting crap and it sounds fine. And then the other half, I guess, would probably be Chugga Conroy. Me and Chugga Conroy have been friends for a long time, like 2006 maybe. It was before he started doing LPs. He was just a kid on Starmen, posting topics about the Pokemon birthday party he was going to have. Seriously. Maybe he doesn't want me to say that. Sorry. But we've been friends for a long time, and watching his success with doing Let's Plays and talking to him about how he set up, and him coming to me asking me, like, the best way to set stuff up and what wires. Yeah, wires he needed. I helped him build his computer, told him what parts and stuff that he needed to get, and helped him save some money in the process. I think just kind of being there for all of that and seeing the successes he had, when one day I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to try my hand at this. And he helped me a lot. He answered questions that you would only know if you had 3 years of LP experience. And he knew stuff because he had been around for a while. So I would say that, half of it is because I'm genuinely interested in it. And then the other half is because I had someone to help I don't know if mentor is the right word, but I need someone to help me along. So, and I mean, if you're going to have someone help you along, having Chugga Conroy to help you along is probably one of the best things you can have, because he's a pretty big name as far as Let's Plays go.
Northern Spiral?
Northern Spiral says, my question is, what is your favorite Zelda cover art? And also favorite football team. I don't have a favorite football team.
What do you mean?
Go Packers. I don't like sports. Favorite Zelda cover art? That's such a weird question. I don't even know what they look like.
I can only picture Twilight Princess.
Majora's Mask has
like,
the mask on the front.
I have Phantom Hourglass.
Does Link's Awakening have the egg on the front, maybe? I don't know. I have no idea. I would answer your question, but I can't even think of any, and I'm not going to go look it up. But C-Dude is Awesome92 says, what is your favorite movie? Kind of a generic question, I know. Favorite movie, Ace Ventura When Nature Calls.
It's not Shawshank?
No. That's kind of a misunderstood thing. Shawshank Redemption is the best movie ever made. Don't even try to argue it. Seriously, don't even bother. Shawshank Redemption is the best stinking movie ever made. But Ace Ventura When Nature Calls is my favorite. Close, I don't know if it's a second, but up in the top 5, maybe top 3, is Kung Pao Enter the Fist. Excellent movie. What's your favorite movie?
Amélie. It's French.
It's on the shelf also.
It's on the shelf. It's rated R. So if you are young, don't watch it.
That's a really good point to bring up. I never think about, like, I do Let's Plays of M-rated games, and I don't really stop to think that children watch that stuff. Because I know I have kids that watch, and we're pretty good, especially now that we're out of college. Like, there's never, like, any profanity or anything on the show now that we got rid of Alex.
We got rid of Alex.
Alex got kicked off the show. So I think the vlog is a lot more kid-friendly, but it's not like a kid show. Like, it's appealing to everyone. Everyone wins with StephenVlog.
Today's letter is A.
SS. See, that's the dose of stupid. Okay. Snowman Bob 888 says, "Hey Steven, can you explain how to get a multiplayer Minecraft server?" No. Use Google. No, in all seriousness, go to minecraftwiki.net and type in the search box like tutorial setting up server or something. Or you can go to Google and type in Minecraft server tutorial and look for the result by minecraftwiki.net. Really extensive article. I get that question at least 5 times a week, and I reply with that link. Check it out. It really, I mean, it should help you. That's how I got mine set up. You don't need to buy a service. You can use your own computer. Just know that you're going to need extensive hardware if you want anything longer. If you want to support any more people than just a few. Mega Man, double mega, 24/7 says, "Have you ever played Mother 1? Yeah. I've never beaten it, but I've played it.
About a half hour in.
I did not get very far in Mother 1. Actually, someone told me to do a blind Let's Play of Mother 1. I was like, no!
Please, please.
No, that would be a terrible Let's Play. Because Mother 1 is long.
And difficult.
And it would be an awful Let's Play. Trust me. I use insight. I don't just randomly pick a game. I think about the things I'm going to do a Let's Play on, and it would not be very good. Trust me. Because I would run out of things to say.
I have. I've beaten it.
Well, good for you. Mm-hmm. Mario RPG fan, go Mario RPG, says, if you were on an island and was only able to bring 3 things with you, what would they be? And what is your favorite genre of video games and why? Favorite genre of video games, cross between RPG, FPS. Not like an RPG FPS, although that's fine too. RPG and FPS, probably my favorite video games. Also action, adventure, platformers, but mostly RPG,
puzzle
FPS.
Games.
Your favorite is puzzle games? Oh.
I'm adding that to your list because I like puzzle games like Professor Layton as well.
Oh, but if I was on an island, I could only bring 3 things. A computer. I don't know.
Austin, an airplane, and food.
Yeah. Austin, an airplane, and fuel. And then we would leave. Maybe like half a tank of fuel for half a runway. I don't know. Yeah. A boat. And a compass. A way to leave the island. Why would you want to be on an island? I don't know. I don't want to do that stupid thing where I say like a computer and then they're like, but there's no electricity. I don't know. Probably a video game. If I could bring a video game that would last me the rest of my life, Minecraft. Probably Minecraft. Assuming that I could still get the updates from Notch, that I would still be able to get updates, because it would. I mean, I like Minecraft as it is now, but it would get boring. So as long as there were still updates, that would be okay with me. The next question is from Yankee Boy Basin, or Bassin, probably Basin. Stephen, what's up? My question is the following: what is your favorite type of fish to eat? Salmon?
Salmon.
Probably salmon. I like tilapia. Flounder, catfish.
Walleye.
My favorite's probably salmon. Cooked or raw. Salmon probably beats them all. A rhyme for you. Okay.
Tuna's good. Raw. Not like the canned tuna.
Yeah, tuna's good raw. The Dark Rye 411 says, what's the best game you've played?
Crystal Ponytails.
I don't know. I mean, I'm tempted just to say Earthbound because I am so biased towards it. Probably one of the best games I've ever played, legit, is Half-Life 2. It's a wonderful, wonderful story mixed in with awesome action. I actually have a Let's Play of it, and I'm getting ready to do the sequel to it. It's a super direct sequel. It starts the second Half-Life 2 leaves off. If you're interested in any way in my Let's Plays, and you want to be ready to watch this next one, you need to go watch the Half-Life 2 Let's Play in full. It's awesome. It's good. But seriously, it's probably one of the best games I've ever played. It won 39 Game of the Year awards. That game, it's good. It's really freaking good. It's kind of like the Shawshank Redemption of video games. At least FPS games. It's the best FPS game I've ever played. Moving on. What's your favorite part of Earthbound? Why do you like it so much? Oh wait, what's your favorite? What's the best game you've ever played? Do you know?
No.
Okay. Well then what's your favorite part of Earthbound? And why do you like it?
I don't know.
My favorite part is probably Summers, maybe, possibly. I just relate to Summers because I grew up in Myrtle Beach, and when
It's Summers.
Yeah, and Myrtle Beach is kind of like Summers.
No, it is Summers.
It is.
Expensive, hot, and there's a beach.
So I think I related to that when I was a kid, and it meant a lot to me. That would probably be my favorite part, probably. And that's why I like it so much. Moving on. Mr. Banana Boy 19 says, just wondering, when Mallory's working, what are you doing that time? Still searching jobs, or are you playing hardcore Left 4 Dead? I hope I haven't given that impression. I do not play Left 4 Dead when she's at work and I'm at home. The only time we play Left 4 Dead is on the weekends. Occasionally we'll play in the weekdays, but it'll be at night and we play together. I would say that for the most part, I am not doing anything leisurely while she's at work. If she's working, I am effectively working as well. I'm either looking for work, or I'm working on YouTube stuff, or I'm cleaning the house.
I come home to dishes done and the bed made every day. It's nice. And then he makes dinner.
Yeah, and that's just, I kind of feel like that's my duty, because I am not I'm bringing in some money, obviously, but I'm not bringing in anywhere near as much as she's making with a real job. So not only is it my duty as a husband, but since I'm here and since she is the one bringing in the money, I try to do as much as I can to help out. And in the day I'm not playing Left 4 Dead. I'm working around the house to make sure it's really nice when she gets home, taking care of stuff, or working on YouTube stuff.
Building IKEA furniture.
Or building IKEA furniture.
Thoughts on Minecraft 1.8?
Flaming Dragon 490, thoughts on Minecraft Update 1.8. Freaking awesome. It's really going to change the Let's Play. 1.8 and 1.9 together, because Notch said he's going to have to split it into 2 updates. It's going to change Stephen and Mal Play Minecraft a lot, because there's NPC villages, the Endermen, the attack system, the food bar,
The new biomes.
the skill points, which he doesn't even know what he's going to use them for. The only thing it sucks is that none of the stuff is going to appear in chunks that you've already been in, so we're going to have to venture far away. Probably, maybe not come back. Probably just start going and move permanently to a new place. But I'm excited.
Me too.
And it really is going to breathe new life into the Let's Play. And I think the Let's Play is doing well as it is. The views would say that too. So I'm excited, and everyone who likes Minecraft should be excited. So, yeah. The next question by Fritzman24 is, what are you most and least excited for in 1.8?
I have one answer for both. Endermen.
That's a good answer. I am excited for the Enderman. I want to take one on. I really do. I guess they don't scare me like creepers do, because creepers sneak up on you. But when I see something coming, I'm not scared of it, like in Amnesia. You know, I see the monsters, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay back here. So I would say that. I'm excited for the NPC villages, but Notch already said that they're probably not going to get them out in 1.8. They'll be 1.9 before the actual NPCs are in the villages. So we'll be walking around ghost towns when we first get our hands on 1.8. So that kind of sucks, but that's what I think of 1.8. Destruction Angel 666 says, expectations for Innistrad in Magic the Gathering. Innistrad, maybe it's pronounced Innistrad, I don't know. Is the new set coming out in September?
I didn't know the name of it.
Oh, I'm excited about it. I think it's pretty cool. The big mechanic that they're introducing are these night and day cards. Cards can transform. It's the first time in a Magic set where they're not printing the back on some of the cards, and the cards actually flip over and turn into other cards. My concerns were basically for draft purposes, which I think a lot of people had the same concerns. But I mean, Wizards has a big write-up on, the rules for it, and after reading that, it kind of calmed my fears, and I'm excited for it. I think it'll be really cool. It'll also kind of give you a little idea of what people are doing. If you see a double-sided card floating around and it disappears, you'd be like, that person's probably playing blue, So, I think it's a pretty cool concept. It's going to make people buy card sleeves. If people didn't already have card sleeves, I have a ton. Pedjavajavaja says, Nintendo Speaks, one more for the fans. If you still have the shirt. I do still have the shirt.
You have a few shirts.
I have several of them. I'm tempted to say, let's skip that question. I'll tell you this. If I ever do another Nintendo Speaks, it'll probably only be one. There will be probably no warning for it. It'll come out of the blue. And you guys will be like, what? When Nintendo Speaks? And then never ask me again. That'll be the agreement. But it's just, there's a million reasons I could give you why I'm not doing them now. For one,
time.
One's time, and the other one is as far as like profitability. And I know there's going to be a bunch of people that are like, you're in this for the money. I already said earlier, no, I'm not. But as far as looking into the future to see what is potentially worth money to help me get to a status of making YouTube a full-time job, Nintendo is not in that equation. I'm sorry. I like Nintendo as a character, and I think it's cool that I'm able to do stuff for Earthbound fans. And when I have time, I would like to maybe do that again. But as far as a long-term project, it's never going to happen again, just because it will not help me go into a dream of doing YouTube full-time. So that's the answer for that. Ben Prody says, my question is, since you are such a food lover, what's your favorite food? I answered that earlier, fruit and some crap. Rick Pigeon 123 says, where is someplace you'd really love to vacation in? Paris. I went to Paris in high school for a high school trip. Really good high school trip. I actually left on my 17th birthday. It was pretty sweet. 18th birthday. And
you filmed the entire thing.
Yeah, it used to be online until Google Video went down. Google Video's down. But Paris, because she's never been, and I want to go back and enjoy it with her. I really want to keep vlogging because I think it'd be sweet to travel the world and take you guys with us and be like showing you stuff that you guys may not get a chance to see. I don't even know if we'll ever get a chance to see it, but we want to. We want to travel. Paris is definitely there.
The other two, Australia and Tokyo.
Yeah, Japan in general. Probably Tokyo and Australia. I think Australia's pretty cool. I want to go back to London also, but you know. The Flaming Midget says, what's the progress of the possibility of the Super Smash Bros. Brawl co-op LP? Have you fixed the issue? I haven't fixed the issue, but I asked around on the Dolphin forums, and people said it's a Mac issue, and that it's fixed in Lion. Not updating the Lion, but I can easily do the LP in Windows. So, probably do it in Windows, at least to test it out. But that's something I would like to do. I think it'd be really cool. There's some other things I want to say, but I can't. A guy 1062 says, are you ever going to play with your fans on Minecraft? I mean, I kind of answered this question earlier. It's one of those things I'd like to do. Hardware limitations are probably what I'm faced with most right now, and if I can ever afford it one day, I'll buy a server and do it that way. I mean, right now I play Left 4 Dead 2 with fans all the time on Steam. That's your best bet for playing a game with me. That's really any game I play. Occasionally, very occasionally, I'll play Ballad of Gay Tony on Xbox Live. If you have Ballad of Gay Tony for the Xbox 360, if you have that game, then send me a friend request on Xbox Live. My username is XFISJMG1. We might possibly play at some point. Don't send me a friend request because honestly, I don't get on the Xbox other for Netflix, and I don't really play any other games. Let's Play Some Nintendo says, have you ever played Minecraft custom maps and do you consider playing them? I have played them before, and I watch videos of them all the time. I think they're fascinating. Would we consider playing them? We have. It's just what we're currently doing with the LP. It'd be kind of weird to just stop the LP and work on other Minecraft stuff, and since we are having 3 LPs go right now, it's not something we're going to do in the immediate future. But, you know, I don't know when the Minecraft LP will end, and there will probably come a day when it ends. And when it ends, we may do custom maps from that point on and just kind of explore and try them out and do stuff like that. Other channels have a lot of success doing that, and I think that we would too, but I don't know, we'll have to see. Blue and Orange Portals, what is one random thing we don't know about you? You go. You go. One random thing that we don't know about you.
You go.
I can wiggle my ears. It's probably kind of hard to tell since I'm far away from the camera. But
do it one more time.
Right, left, right.
You can sort of see it.
I can also wiggle my nose. And I can raise my eyebrow. And I've been working really hard to learn how to raise my other eyebrow. Not there yet, but getting there. Your turn.
I don't know.
You don't know. Travesty Brown says, would you consider on having a video in the future telling us how to edit videos? Just like a brief summary on how to do it so we could start our own vlog channels, just for fun. I actually got asked this very recently, like in the last month. And I said that I would do it and I just never did. Yes, as far as considering, yes, and will do, yes. It's just a matter of like remembering to do it. I have nothing against showing you my process for editing a vlog, which is not the way you should edit a video, which is hard to understand, but if you were watching me in Final Cut, you'd see the way the flip works. It films things in a different codec and it has to be rendered, or you can convert it. And I don't want to explain everything now, but one day I will show you guys. Yes, I promise. 8bit16 says, Stephen, as I've seen from your vlogs, you and Mal like cooking. My question to you is, what do you love to cook / bake the most? Also, do you like watching cooking shows to get ideas for recipes?
I hate baking cookies.
Really?
I hate it.
Why?
Especially chocolate chip.
Why? Because it's common?
No. I always have them turn out bad. Like, they always either turn out too runny or too crispy, or sometimes they poof up. Like, it's just not consistent.
Oh.
But I really like soup. I'd like to make more soup.
I don't do a whole lot of cooking or baking. The extent of cooking that I've done has been in college, cooking the box meals for my roommates and also making pasta. That's really where I cooked it all. I didn't really cook when I was living at home. But I'm cooking more now, and I like to cook. And when I was in high school, I watched cooking shows nonstop. And Food Network is probably one of my top 3 favorite networks. I love watching it. I think it's really interesting. Good Eats is probably one of my favorite shows of all time. Also just got canceled. Don't know if you guys knew that. Sorry to let you down, but Alton Brown said after 250 episodes he was done. I mean, I like it. As far as watching to get ideas for recipes, I didn't really do a whole lot of cooking, so I just watch them because I think they're fun. So
I like making breads, all sorts of bread.
What's that, sugar bread?
I've made sugar bread.
No, what's it? Melon bread.
Yes, I'd like
melon
to make
bread.
Melon bread. I haven't done that yet.
That was on the vlog recently.
I've done cinnamon rolls from scratch. I like banana bread. I do that a lot. Like when I make it, I quadruple my recipe. And what was the bread? I made sourdough from scratch, and I made my own sourdough starter, and I kept it alive for months. But I had to be careful because it's really cold where my mother lives, and it kept dying. So I could do it here because it's nice and warm, and so I could make some nice sourdough again.
The last question, which was asked just a few hours ago, is from Grandmaster of Gaming. This is a really weird question, but what kind of toothpaste do you guys use? I use Crest Pro Health Clean Mint, and it works wonders. I was just wondering what kind of toothpaste you use so I could possibly give it a try. Because I know you like staying healthy, and I was wondering how you keep your teeth clean. Odd question, but I really want to know.
I've been using the 3D White. Is it Crest or Colgate?
It's Crest.
It's Crest 3D White, and Stephen has noticed that my teeth look whiter.
It works. If you were skeptical about Crest 3D White, I used to use the Crest White strips, and they worked. They just took a while.
They hurt.
They can affect sensitive teeth. I haven't used them in a while, but they do work. But she started using the Crest 3D White. That stuff works fast. Like within a week, I actually stopped her and was like, "Your teeth are whiter," and she's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I've said that like every week.
Your teeth are whiter.
It's true. So if you were skeptical about that, maybe you have you might have stained teeth because of soda, coffee, tea, or whatever, or just general use.
Sensitivity toothpaste.
Give Crest 3D White a try. And that's not what I've been using. I've used something else for a long time. It's Crest something. But when my tube runs out, I'm going to start using 3D White because that stuff does work. I mean, basically, it does. So buy Crest 3D White. Free advertisement for Crest. But it's true. Anyway, that is all of the questions. And I know that was insanely long. I'm not even sure how long it was right now.
It's past my bedtime.
But I think... Is it really?
Yes.
It's 10 o'clock. She has to go to bed right now to get 8 hours. I had no idea it was going to take this long. I really didn't. But I think you guys got to learn a lot of cool stuff. If any of you watched the entire thing, let me know in the comments. You deserve a round of applause because this was long. I already know that this was longer than 90 minutes, I think. So we had fun. We're glad that we got to answer your questions. If you didn't get a chance to ask a question, we're going to be doing this once every month at the end of the month. But next time, we're probably going to filter the questions. Choose maybe like the top 10 or 20 because we can't do this again because this took way too long. But we hope that you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?